Hello, everybody. If you remember who I am, I'm Jay Thomas, also known as J1 Flash, and as the video name says it all, this is going to be my version of a RWBY Volume 2, Chapter 3 minor hiccup review. So, first off, let me just go ahead and say, again, thanks for taking time to actually look at this and yeah. Without further ado, let's get on ahead into this video. So first thing that I notice is the usual with John trying his best to hook up with Weiss, take her out to the movies, study or study, as I think. And second the bell hit 4 o'clock, she's out of there. Doesn't even give him a second look and doesn't even care. So then the next thing that you notice is Blake. First thing that she says when you see her is, "I thought that class would never end." Now, normally you know Blake as the silent loner reading type, which means that normally she will go and she will just be sitting down somewhere reading a book or daydreaming about something. And honestly, that shows that Blake's becoming more comfortable in Team RWBY with Weiss, Yang, and RWBY in general. But then, when I see RWBY, Weiss, Blake, and Yang all in their new outfits, I thought, oh my god, this actually is exactly like the trailer for Volume 2 all over again. And frankly, that lets me know, Monty, first off, Monty, you're doing a great job with the show. Don't stop doing what you're doing. And second, the fact that after they go and discuss their plans, they don't even realize that Sun is hanging by a tree with Neptune up against the wall. And for all those who are like on the RWBY page on Facebook, you'd notice that there's been a lot of love for the ship of Weiss and Neptune. And frankly, you even get a little hint of the Weiss and Neptune action when she says, and I quote Weiss when I say this, "RWBY, why don't you go with Yang? After all, she is your sister." And at that point, when her eyes widen up and she gives a interested grin to Neptune, that lets me know that he actually made a connection to Weiss. The Ice Princess, Snowflake, Queen Perfect, or whatever else she was known by. That lets me know that she actually has feelings for somebody. Which, in my opinion, is actually kind of weird because half the time she only cares about herself, and now she's beginning to actually care for her teammates and others and so forth. But if you all remember back at the original trailer for Volume 2, where Yang is going back into the nightclub originally from her yellow trailer back in Volume 1, you'd notice that, okay, it's the same people pointing guns at her, and she's in the exact same building, just with her newest outfit. And then, first thing you think to yourself is, okay, yeah, but what about the whole Penny situation? Now, frankly, I've been saying in defense for Penny for months, almost years now. I always thought Penny was purely human. Her semblance just was puppetry and maybe a slight bit of magnetism with the puppetry because of the swords and the ability to use plasma blast and everything else. So then after seeing what Penny can do with just stopping that truck from hitting Ruby head on and lifting it almost 10 feet off the ground, after seeing what she did there, had me shocked and awed when she said, "Ruby, you promised me you're my friend." Ruby, I'm not a real girl. And then after just seeing Ruby's face, with just that blank stare on her face, it's like, oh. And then just having this still like completely like lost in the fact that she's not really human. Just seeing that and knowing that Penny is not human, and the fact that Penny and Ruby both have father issues, with the same fact that, okay, if Penny's not human, then that must mean that the I forgot what his name was, but the general of the other academy who was demonstrating the new security bots for Vale, after seeing what he can do with just with just an academy and an army, I'd have me surprised there. And then what really caught me off guard was when Weiss went to go get the files, and then the woman at the office over where the files were, she said, "Oh, Miss Schnee, would you care to speak to your father? I do believe your sister Winter is here as well." And when she said Sister Winter, I had to rewind that back and listen to it a couple times to fully understand the fact that Weiss Schnee isn't an only child. Okay, something just isn't right there. Because Weiss Schnee doesn't seem like the type of person to have a siblings, especially an older sister. And the fact that even before this conversation even started to where it ended, Weiss looked so dissatisfied and displeased to hear about her father and her sister, which makes me think that there's some bad blood between her and her sister. That means that they're probably going to have some sort of argument later on in the series. But if anything, I guess we have to wait until next week's episode to find out. So if anything, I'd like to thank you all for taking the time to actually watch this, and again, I might do another episode even though I'm, again, not the most popular person on YouTube, but still. If anything, I'm Jay Thomas, aka J1 Flash, and I'll see you guys next time.